Müller, the crowd rising.
That is it! Germany are the champions of the world!
Germany will, for the first time since the fall of the wall and the reunification of the country, be hosting the European Championships. The timing, however, from Germany's standpoint, is dreadful.
The second World Cup in a row, despite winning.
The Germans have for the past 5 decades been one of the elite superpowers of international football, winning 4 World Cups and 3 European Championships, and always being seen as one of the top contenders at any tournament, until now. The German national team currently find themselves in their worst run of form in recent history, after being sent home by England in the round of 16 at the last Euros, and failing to get out of the group stages for 2 World Cups in a row for the first time in the country's history. The failures resulted in Germany plummeting from first in the FIFA rankings to 16th, ahead of their home soil tournament. But after the last international break, optimism surrounding the national team is on the rise. To understand why this tournament could end differently than the last 3, we first need to have a look at what's been going wrong in the previous tournaments. At the 2018 World Cup, the defending world champions played some of the worst football German viewers had ever seen, finishing bottom of their group after humiliating results against Mexico and South Korea. The feeling in Germany and elsewhere after the tournament was that they were in need of a clear-out of their past their best players and a tactical change. The criticism was especially directed towards, but not limited to, Thomas Müller and Jerome Boateng, who received a red card in their game against Sweden, the only game they actually won. The tactical switch came at the next tournament, with Joachim Löw adopting a 3-back system with wingbacks for the 2020 Euros. The change wasn't enough to lift Germany though, and Löw's 15 years in charge ended in disappointment. This time, the talent in the squad just wasn't good enough, and they were outclassed by a really good English team. The man to take over from Löw was his former right-hand man, Hansi Flick. Flick is by some viewed as the architect and mastermind behind the World Cup triumph in 2014, when he served as assistant coach to Löw. Flick also came fresh off a hugely successful spell with Bayern, and started his time in charge of Die Mannschaft well, winning his first 8 games while playing high-risk attacking football, something the German fans had been longing for after years of Löw's defense-first mindset. It all ended very badly though in Qatar in 2022, as the attacking output died off and they crumbled in defense. Flick somehow kept his job after the embarrassment in Qatar, with the DFB stating that he was the right man to lead them. 4 losses in 6 games later and he was sacked, making Flick the first ever German head coach to be let go before the end of their contract. After Flick's sacking, Julian Nagelsmann took over. The former Bayern boss was said to have been the DFB's top choice, and he himself said that he didn't need to be convinced. While former boss Flick had enjoyed a really strong start, Nagelsmann's start to life in the German hot seat resembled that of the end of Flick's, winning only 1 of his first 4 games. Nagelsmann chopped and changed for all of those games, fielding 4 completely different starting 11s in 3 different formations. It looked like no matter who was in charge of Germany, and no matter what sort of tactical tweaks were made, they would still be terrible. In February, a massive announcement was made. Real Madrid's midfield conductor, Toni Kroos, would make his return to international football, giving him one last shot at one of the few trophies the 34-year-old is missing. While Kroos said he is not supposed to be the team's savior, he very quickly looked like it. In his first match back, against France, he completely dominated his Madrid teammates, Tchouaméni and Camavinga, and provided the assist for Florian Wirtz's record-breaking goal. With the ball, he did well, as we've come to expect of him, but also off the ball, he was incredible, winning 6 of his 8 ground duels and 3 of his attempted tackles, showing everybody that he isn't just in the Germany team to ping balls up to the attackers, but also to put in a shift defensively. His first game back ended in a strong 2-0 win, and in Germany's next game against the Netherlands, he continued in the same vein, getting another assist and putting in another great showing in midfield. Was he the missing piece to make Germany contenders, or is it more to this story? While Nagelsmann clearly had been missing a player with Kroos' ability to find the likes of Musiala and Wirtz in the half space, there were also more pieces of this puzzle that fell into place during the last international break, with high-flying Stuttgart's Maximilian Mittelstädt being one of them. The left-back put in solid displays in his first 2 caps for his country, scoring a beautiful goal in his second game. In the same game though, he was at fault for the Netherlands' 1-0 goal early in the first half, after a really bad pass back to Jonathan Tah ended in defeat of Memphis Depay, who set up Joey Veerman. His introduction into the national team also made it so that Arsenal's in-form striker, Kai Havertz, could be utilized as a striker instead of playing as a left-back, like he had been in his previous 2 games for Germany. The change proved to be a good one, as Havertz scored Germany's second goal in the 2-0 win against France. Another player who got his first cap during the last international break was Bayer's midfield destroyer Robert Andrich. The former Union Berlin man also impressed, providing balance and dirty tricks next to Kroos behind the fluent front 4 of Gundogan, Wirtz, Musiala and Havertz. Andrich is the type of player that Die Mannschaft have been missing since Sami Khedira was in his prime. And while Andrich is not at the same level as 2014 Khedira, he at the very least has some of the qualities that is needed in a team that wants to win big international tournaments. Nagelsmann also utilized Kimmich as a right back, where he's mostly been used at Bayern after the turn of the year. He wasn't great against the Netherlands, but he really excelled in the position where he started his career against France, winning 5 out of his 7 ground duels and making 3 interceptions. No mean feat when you're up against the best football player in the world. These 2 games show that Nagelsmann has found a way of playing and a team that he trusts. This was proven by him starting the same players in both games, the first time in his tenure that he's fielded the same 11 in back-to-back games. Nagelsmann's biggest success during these 2 games is something I haven't touched on yet, getting Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala into the same team and making it work. The youngsters have enjoyed great seasons at club level in similar positions. Both are usually deployed behind a striker with a lot of freedom, but typically drift to the left. Despite the similar playstyles, Nagelsmann has made it work by shifting Musiala, who is the most central of the 2 when playing for their clubs, to the right, where he did exceptionally well over these 2 games. I feel good with Flo on and off the pitch. We talk to each other a lot and we always look at where one of us is when the other starts dribbling. The connection between us gets even better every game. Musiala told Kicker after the game against France. The presence of Gundogan in the attacking midfield spot has freed Musiala and Wirtz to move about and have the freedom that they are used to at club level. Gundogan didn't enjoy his best games in these 2 friendlies, but his experience and ability to adapt his position according to where Musiala, Wirtz and Havertz move will be crucial if this team wants to be a serious contender this summer. Gundogan's ability to arrive late in the box and grab a goal will also be important in a team that lacks a clear goal scorer. It is also crucial that Germany get Wirtz and Havertz going early in the tournament to counter their lack of a goal scorer like England, France and Belgium have. If these 2 players gain some confidence, they can really get into scoring form, as we've seen from Wirtz all season and from Havertz in the last few months. Füllkrug will also be important, even though he isn't expected to start. His goal-scoring record for Germany is very good and he is a good option to bring off the bench. The centre-back spots were also something that was a little bit up for debate, as Hummels had, with his last performances in the Champions League, put in a good application to be readmitted to the squad after not being selected for the last round of friendlies. The speculation was, however, put to bed by Nagelsmann in May, when he took out his provisional squad. Hummels didn't make it, a clear sign from Nagelsmann that Jonathan Tah is going to partner Rüdiger at the Euros. Tah's form with Bayer Leverkusen has merited Nagelsmann's trust. The only reservation I have is that Tah is used to playing a 3-back system in Alonso's Bayer team, and not a 4-back like Germany will be playing in the summer. The main difference between Germany ahead of their home Euros and the Germany of the past 6 years is that they finally seem to have a clear best 11. This will be their main strength this summer. But if Nagelsmann has to start changing vital parts of the team after a subpar performance in the opener against Scotland, everything will crumble. The public will lose faith and we will see the same negativity surrounding Die Mannschaft that we've seen over the last 6 years. Getting the front four firing from the first game will, as I've already said, be crucial and will get the Germans to be excited about their national team again. The coach's top focus should be how to get the best out of his attacking talent, but he must not completely neglect the opponent like Flick did during his short tenure. Nagelsmann has previously, during his time at Leipzig, shown that his ability to adapt to the opponent is one of his biggest strengths. If he is able to replicate that this summer, Germany surely have a shot at redeeming the past 6 years of pain.